Can your EV's windshield do this when parked? If you've got a VR headset, you can turn your EV into a workstation or a PlayStation that feels like it's something out of a science fiction movie. It's no longer science fiction, it's science fact. So let's take a look at my windshield. Right now, as you can see, I've got two windows open, but basically what I've got is a massive virtual computer at my fingertips. So with virtual reality, you have an unlimited number of big screens at your disposal. So when you're charging your EV, there's no reason you can't go ahead and get work done. Or if you just want to play, that's fine too. But let's go ahead and take a quick look. So let's start by talking about productivity. Let's say I want to get a little work done. Well, for starters, I could go ahead and open a Microsoft Excel. Or maybe I want to go ahead and do a little writing. So I can go into my overall apps here. I could go ahead and open Microsoft Word. So in this case, it's going to take Word just a second or two to fire up. And let's take a look at one of my scripts for EV Writer. As you can see, it's opening right here on Word, and I've got a virtual keyboard that I could use. But honestly, when it comes to productivity, I'm not going to use a virtual keyboard. Yeah, it's serviceable, but I'd rather use a real keyboard if I'm going to do that. Same thing with the mouse. I just go ahead, turn on the mouse and the keyboard, and I'm good to go. Now, where this really gets powerful. All this is wonderful, and chances are pretty good. 95% of what you would do, you can do natively in MetaQuest. But let's say, for example, you wanted to go ahead and do something at work, and your workplace has a proprietary program. Well, no big deal. What you can do is go ahead and open your PC as well. So in this case, what I'm going to do is use a free program from Meta Horizon Workrooms. And what it's going to do, it's going to allow me to fire up my home PC. So it's loading right now. So I've now entered my virtual workspace. As you can see, I've got two monitors up. I've got my secondary monitor, and then I've got my primary monitor. And this, by the way, is just a default that launches with the program, which I can go ahead and turn that off. And now what I can do, I can go ahead and turn on my keyboard and my mouse, and it'll automatically hook up to the Bluetooth. Which, by the way, you can see I have my video editor up on my screen right now. But let's say I want to totally zen out and get out of this car environment. All I got to do is go into Immersive, where you can see here it says Enter Immersive. And look at that. I'm in my mountaintop virtual desktop workspace. And by the way, what you can see is the program also goes ahead and it puts a hole in here so that you can actually see your physical keyboard, and you can redraw this hole however you want. That way, for example, if you had a little mini desk on your steering wheel, you could program this to match that exact width and dimension, and you could go ahead and work that way. So as you can see, the resolution is very good, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of immersive mode, and now you can see there's the car again. And when I'm all done, I'll just quit. So I think you can get the idea of how productive that you can be with one of these. Now, these are kind of bulky, no doubt about it. The Applevision Pro is even more bulky, but there are also VR glasses out there that are also a possibility if you want something more lightweight. They are basically the same concept. Productivity is all well and good, but where it really shines is entertainment. So for example, right here, I've got Netflix up, so I could easily go ahead and stream anything I want. But the other cool thing about this, and a lot of the VR headsets out there, is multitasking. So as you can see at the moment, I've got two different windows up. I could keep opening apps all day long. So if I wanted, for example, to go ahead and check my email or work on Word, I could go ahead and have Word open and just move it to wherever I wanted to, or Excel, which in this case you can see there is Microsoft Excel. So I could go ahead and work on it, then I could go over and watch a little video, then I could go over and play a game. Of course, you've got YouTube VR, and you can go to 360 videos. And with 360 videos, again, you can go into a virtual world. So let me go ahead and show you a virtual world outside of this. So what I'll do, I'll pull up a virtual photo for you. So this is the EV Rider Studio. And what I can do is go ahead and put this in virtual 360. And now, as I look around, you can see my home office. There is where I produce EV Rider straight in my foreground. You can see the view that I have from my home office. And when I'm done looking at it, I can go ahead and just make it a 2D photo again, and you can see I'm right back here in the car. So really, you can get away from it all right in your car while you're charging with a VR headset if you so choose. As you can see, I'm pretty stoked about having a VR headset. Unfortunately, another thing I can't really do justice to in a video is the perception that you get with 3D videos. So you may have noticed some 3D videos in my playlist. I'd love to go ahead and show those to you, but the reality is, unless you're in a VR headset, they would display as 2D, so I wouldn't be able to get the point across. You might be saying, what in the heck does this all have to do with EVs? Well, the reason I thought it was worthy of an EV Rider episode is the bottom line. Most of us, once in a while, find time in our cars where we're idle. If you're doing a 500-mile day, chances are pretty good you're going to have 15 or 20 minutes somewhere when you're charging where you're going to go, what do I want to do with that time? And here's a good option. And for road warriors, wow, just imagine how much you could get done. Or if you're a van life person, let's say, for example, you're buying one of the new VW ID Buzz setups and you wanted to have a virtual office, but you don't have space. This is a perfect answer to that. You could literally travel the country and use these as your virtual office to work. If you've got any questions about VR, drop me a note in the comments. And while you're at it, please give this video a like and subscribe to the EV Rider YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching EV Rider.
There are people from school here.